Hey folks, it's Rob, and welcome back. We're continuing today on Night of the Living Dead by Alan Varney. I'm sorry I don't have a functioning document camera today. My camera stopped working, unfortunately, so we're having to just work off the PDF entirely. I still have the book here in front of me, but you can't see, which is also super great for when I have to roll dice. Um, you'll just have to take my word for it. I'm sorry. Um, we were previously here on 61A and having to make a decision. Uh, our options were to take up the adjutant on his offer and spin the wheel, 116A, talk further with it, 16B, attack it, 147D, or ignore it and look around, return to 62A, or you may leave, 108G. So, we talked with one of these before, but let's see if we can't get something different today, 16B. 16B. Your many questions require answers. I cannot spin that wheel, you tell the adjutant, at least until you tell me more of yourself and your purpose here. I supervise the big fellow's interests, says the adjutant. Much of his power centers on the little particle you call this a city, or more precisely just beneath it. I will say nothing more about that. The big fellow might be interested in this gambling phenomenon, though I imagine he already knows everything of it. Who's this big fellow? Now, stop being so nosy. I will speak no further on that either. The creature looks irritated. Will you persist in questioning? 72B. Attack? 147D. Take up the adjutant on his offer to spin the wheel, 116A, or ignore the monster and look around, return to 62A, or you may just simply leave, 108G. I don't have a reason to attack something that's not hostile, and I don't have reason to believe I did attack that merman. The merman was going to be hostile to me. I gotta be confident in that. Um, the it in last time we persisted in questioning, it just left. So, uh, I think we'll spin the wheel. You know, let's try it. He promises some result. 116A. 116A. I have many questions, you tell the adjutant, but if it will satisfy you, I shall spin the wheel. Oh, fine. Excellent. Most fine indeed, says the monster, leaping onto the betting table and clapping its various limbs together. Give it a whirl, sir. You pull hard on the near side of the spoked wheel, and it makes a whir and a blur as it spins. What sort of event will occur? You ask. The creature makes no reply. The razzing sound slows and slows, becoming a metronome click, 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 slower and slower. Click, 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 click. The wheel stops. Travel, the adjutant says, and the casino disappears. A moment of gray, and a new place springs into form about you. Mark off the time you spent at the gambling hall and assume you will spend half an hour at your new location. Where have you reappeared? Roll the die to find a section you turn to. So we can see here we have entries for 1 through 12. 1 is 18A, 2 is 32A, 3 is 42A, 4 is 48A, 5 is 68A, 6 90A, 7 94A, 8 110A, 9 is 76A, 10 is 52A, 11 is 122B, and 12 is 50A. And I find it interesting that the numbers ascend until we hit 9, and then start climbing in again on 10, all over again, right? But we like get back into sequence on 11 and 12 properly. And also, only one of these is a B page. Now, some of these numbers might seem a bit familiar because we have been there. Usually these even number A pages entries are locations, right? At least that's what I know from playing the game with you here. Let's roll the die. I'm sorry you can't watch me roll the die, but I still have my tray. I still have my dice. I have knocked a half hour off on the sheet. We're up to 10:30 a.m. Here we go. That's a 5. Okay. 5 is 68A. Okay. Well, I don't think we've been here. Or have we? I sometimes forget. We've been doing this for 6 weeks now. 68A. Here we have a piece of art. We have a couple guardian gargoyles at a door, which has a big knocker on it. There's a flying bat. Two collapsed figures on the ground there. One wielding has a sword on his hip and a flail in hand. There's a sleeping cat on the side here. Aw, kitty. Some torches on either side of the door. The door is quite brass strapped. It's a very solid entrance, regardless. The lower figure, their clothing is a bit worn, and they're bald. Nothing much else to say about that. Let's read the entry. 68A. The Dragon Tower of the Wizard Maril is aptly named. Its high stone peak is carved into the shape of a dragon's head. A green dragon, you judge with experienced eye. Merrill, a clever and stylish man, has had the tower engineered so that its chimney flues pipe into the dragon's head, and the smoke continuously issues forth from the dragon's nostrils. If you have been to the Dragon Tower before in this adventure, stop reading here and go immediately to 64G. I don't believe it is. I don't think we've been here before on reading this. If this is the first time you've been here in this adventure, keep reading. 13 narrow, steep steps lead up into the tower's main door, about 10 feet up from the tower's wall. The heavy wooden door with a foot-wide steel knocking ring upon it is still in place. No undead has managed to penetrate its defenses yet. But at least one has tried. On the steps will lie two corpses that had been men. One is unmistakably a zombie, the dirt on its grave still fresh upon its clothes and skin. Its skull has been crushed by blows from a heavy instrument. Well, okay then. Mere feet away lies another corpse, a guard. Heavily armored, he must have been fearsome in life. In death, he still holds the morning star, with which he must have destroyed the zombie. How had he remained awake with the effluvium washing over the city? Or had this zombie attacked before the effluvium was released? Pedestals flank the staircase, and atop each a gargoyle statue. At least you hope they are statues. There is no telling what you may find at the home of a wizard. But you know they're not true gargoyles. You sense no life in them. On the railing to your right, a cat, ordinary, living, lies unconscious, felled by the effluvium. Overhead, perhaps hoping to feed on it, flies a bat. A vampire bat, of course? It circles and circles, not descending. You may leave if you wish, go to 86E, or you may look around. Well, okay, let's look around. You know what? Let's look at a cat. I always love cats. Cats are great. 47C. 47C. Sleeping uneasily on the railing is an ordinary cat. Its collar bears a brass tag reading Frithian, return to Merrill, Dragon Tower, Sea Ward. You bring the emaciated head closer to the cat, and it starts to sneeze. You quickly take it away. Familiar. it says, and sneezes again.
Does it breed contempt?
The weasel Skull asks. Will it awaken? Is it dangerous? Will not waken. Not dangerous. Can you tell me more about its magic? Cerebekil tries sniffing again, but sneezes overcome it. The cat is useless to you. Will you look around further, return to 68A, or leave 86E? Aw, poor Freethian. Back we go to 68A. So what would I like to look at here? In fact, I'm going to move my sheet over a little, and there we go. You know, we could check out the gargoyles, but let's check out the guard, 47B. 47B. You approach the unliving guard, and with a scrape of metal armor on stone steps, he rises gracefully to his feet. You have time to feel surprised. You sense no life in the guard's body. As he rises, you get a good look at his face, and that reveals the answer to some questions. This guard is not alive and never was. Its features have been never shown emotion. Its eyes never lighted with sentiment. With sentiment.
It's a construct,
Says the weasel.
Seaward's not zoned for these things, is it? Arrested for operating without a permit.
Then there is no more time for your subconscious humor, let alone civic duty. You must dodge the murderous morning star that the construct is swinging right at you. The wizard Merrill must have commanded the construct to attack anything that approached. Find the construct statistics in the combat table on page 160. Conduct at least one complete round of combat. If at the end of any round you wish to try calling a truce with the construct, go to 50D. If you try to escape, go to 86E. If you defeat the construct, go to 92E. Okay, well, one round of combat it is, I guess. The construct. Well, very helpfully, this is supposed to be. This is entry 47B, but there is no 47B on the chart here. 68A, however, is, which is the primary location, I guess. Guardian Construct attacks on a 6 or less, does 9 points of damage. Ow. Unlife points, it has 20. Okay, well, I get to, on rereading the combat rules, I get to attack. If it survives my attack, it gets to attack me. Then we can, that's a round. So, again, you're going to have to just take my word for it, whatever I'm rolling here, but I have my die and my tray. My attack was a 2. That's a hit. I'll inflict 7 points of damage because I need to roll 8 or less. And then its attack is a 12. That misses me. So that's one round of combat complete. It has 13 hit points left. At this point, I do want to try calling a truce with the construct because I'm not here to defeat the construct, even though I am an undead creature approaching its front door. I have that. I have the control scepter. That's what it was called. I want to make use of that if I can. So we're going to go to 50D, which is just over here. Peace! Enough! You cry, asking the construct to put aside its weapon. I've not come to war with you. Do you carry a scepter with an egg-sized gem set in the tip? If so, go to 128E. If you do not carry such a scepter, the construct waits a moment, looking over impassively, then surges forward again and swings the morning star at you. So we go to 128E. 128E. As you speak to the construct, the scepter warms in your hand. The guard draws back a step and regards you. Then, with no expression of any kind, it lets its weapon arm go limp at its side.
Good trick,
says the weasel companion.
Saves wear and tear. Wonder if there's a whole series of scepters sold by category.
Guard I am, says the construct in a dull, slow voice like gravel rolling around in a barrel. That you say I do, but only 3 functions I have. Open door, slay what approaches door, or pass what approaches door. Beyond that, you may not command me. Oh well, so much for a traveling companion. Will you order the construct to open the door, 129E, or make it stand idly by while you look around, 68A? If you look around, mark Tower 129E on your bookmark when you wish the construct to open the door. Go directly to 129E. Or you may leave, 86E. Well, we already checked out the cat. I can't imagine there's much to do with the gargoyles. Uh, the the zombie, who cares, right? It's a zombie. Let's go in 129E, which is literally the next page. 129E. You enter through the doorway and find yourself in a large antechamber or waiting room that is broad, round, and lighted by torches and wall sconces. The torches look like the ones outside. Several heavy wooden doors, all closed, lead from the room, and an open staircase climbs upward. You hear something. Achoo! Achoo! Sneezes sound explosively from within your armor. Much magic, complains the Cerbicule. Too much. Smell it everywhere. You make a turn around the room with such with the overwhelmed shrunken head. Between sneezes and gasps, at each door it has the same message. Deadly warding magic. Open it, kills you. Stay away. But it has no such warning concerning the staircase, and even from here you hear an eerie humming noise coming from somewhere upstairs. Will you go up the stairs, 72A, or leave, 86E? Oh, we'll go up, 72A. I mean, we didn't come here to not be a nosy Nancy, right? Oh, that's an interesting piece of art. Um, So, we have pictured a stone wall. There's a mirror on a shelf, a chest on a shelf, 2 vials on a shelf, uh, 3 lit runes on the back wall, of different shapes. I will say the one on the most rightmost looks a bit like a 5, while the one leftmost looks a bit like a totem pole in a way with the eagle on top, or like a dagger, perhaps, or a leaf. While the one in the center looks a bit like a paddle, a waffle iron. You can look at the art. But the most interesting thing is in the center, a very humanoid shape that seems to be a portal to another world. As it depicts, seems to be like a desert with weird trees pictured beyond. Um, uh, well, let's read it. 72A. Something about this dragon tower makes you uneasy. You don't say. You recall no evil reputation clinging to Merrill the wizard, yet there are fatal ward spells on most of the doors, and unliving guardians on the steps out front. Not very hospitable even by wizardly standards, you think, as you ascend the stairs. At the top, an open room, and you recoil, automatically assuming battle stance. You get only a glance at the strange glowing symbols on the walls and the plush furniture, for there is a figure here unlike any you have ever seen. This shape is more an absence of matter than a presence, for you can see right through him into what looks like another world. The negative space figure flickers and hums, but has not moved. A guardian? If you have been to Wizard Merrill's chamber before in this adventure, stop reading here and go immediately to 113E. If this is your first time you have been here in this adventure, keep reading. It is definitely our first time here. Will you attack the figure, 89G? Watch alertly and wait, 46D. Approach the figure, 136B. Leave, 137F. Or ignore the figure and look around, 89F. And we have a list of things we can look around at. I do think it's probably worth watching. Because, like, I don't. The text describes seeing through it into another world, which does not sound like another monster, but it's super weird. It's shaped like a person. Watch alertly and wait. 46D. 46D. Better not to rush into anything in a wizard's home. You tense, eyes fixed on the figure, and wait. The form flickers. The image inside it shifts to whirling light, bright lights and darkness, and then to a wide, flaming sky accompanied by sounds of burning and screams. Well, that sounds pleasant. After some moments, you decide it isn't alive. To look at the figure more closely, go to 136B. Otherwise, turn to 72A to look around or leave 137F. Well, I'm going to look around, definitely. 72A. And considering where we are in the episode, it's 23 some odd minutes. I think we'll stop here and we'll carry on next time. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.